Hello and welcome back to the weekly Cars.co.za news. I'm David Taylor, and today's episode, the Toyota FJ is back. BYD invests into South Africa, plus Merc has announced an all-electric V-Class. That sounds interesting. But before we get into these stories, remember guys, Cars.co.za, we've got more than 85,000 vehicles for sale. Hatchbacks, buses, double cab buckies, and everything and anything goes.
Wanna buy a Honda? Cars.co.za is the smartest way to go when looking for your next car. With a simple search engine that even speaks South African. Download the Cars.co.za app now.
Okay guys, you ragged me last week and the timings were not great because we filmed on Monday morning and then on Monday afternoon, this came out. And this is the latest Toyota FJ Cruiser. Now, do you remember the old FJ Cruiser? 4-liter V6, off-road, very cool, very capable, and very thirsty. Let's look at the technical data. Size-wise, it's a little bit bigger than the Corolla Cross, but not quite there to a RAV4. So you get some idea of where it'll be positioned. It's built on the Toyota IMV setup, and as we know, that underpins the Hilux and the Fortuner. So you can see where we're going with this. That means it's a ladder frame setup, and you know that means really good off-roading capabilities. The design is subjective. You guys may love it. I may hate it. There's no right or wrong answer there. I tell you what, I'm going to wait until this thing is in our studio just over there before passing judgment, because right now these studio images and this B-roll footage, it's a bit awkward in my opinion. Let's talk powertrain. This is the 2.7 naturally aspirated 4-cylinder petrol. It's a motor we've seen in South Africa ages ago. You remember that thing? Before the old GD series of diesel motors. In this application, 120 kilowatts, 246 newton meters, driving all four wheels via a 6-speed auto. Toyota hasn't shared all the details as yet. I mean, even now the photos that were in the press release said prototype. And we expect info like ground clearance and 4x4 mechanicals to be shared at a later point. Now, I know a lot of you Toyota fanatics already on Cars.co.za are looking for more info and units for sale, but hang on. This thing is not on sale yet. It's not even confirmed for South Africa yet, but we have a statement. I'll read it to you. We confirm that the model is being considered for introduction into the South African market, a fitting home for a vehicle built on the values of freedom, exploration, reliability. That's pretty cool. So they're looking at it going, will this sell? Can we bring it in? And so on. But the good news is I believe this vehicle will be coming to South Africa in 2026. And let me tell you why. So if I go through my reasoning, this car will be going on sale in Japan. Japan, right-hand drive market. Ding, there's your first tick. My second reason, the engine is old school and it's a motor South Africa is familiar with. I mean, back in the day, a couple of generations ago, Toyota Hiluxes all had this 2.7 naturally aspirated petrol motor. So there will be spares and there will be expertise in terms of maintenance and after sales. And finally, my third reason, and this for me is the clearest intention, the Land Cruiser FJ name was trademarked in South Africa as far back as November 2023. By who? Toyota South Africa. So guys, in my opinion, it's only a matter of time before this thing gets given the green light. You have time to start saving. Speaking of saving, how much do you think this vehicle will cost? And this is something I looked at, trying to work out what would its rivals be, what are you going to get? I mean, you can see it, but there's two designs. You can get the cool retro circular headlights. I think pricing will start with a 6. You can let me know in the comments below how much you think this thing will cost. Next story, Mercedes-Benz South Africa has launched an electric V-Class. It's badged as the EQV300, has a 90 kilowatt hour battery, 150 kilowatts, 365 newtons, and a range, WLTP range that is, of 363 kilometers. Now, price, 2.3 million rand. Now, before you all laugh and go, I'd much rather have the diesel one. Yes, the diesel one is fractionally more expensive, the V300D that is. Yes, it does have a lot more power, 174 kilowatts and 500 newton meters, but the killer thing for the diesel is its range. You get almost 1,000 kilometers on a single tank of diesel. But I think there's a small business case for the EQV. If you ran a hotel which had a lot of solar, for example, I think you could get away with running an EQV because the cost of charging will be way less than the price of diesel. And when you compare the price of charging versus the price of diesel, the cost per kilometer is a little bit less when it comes to electric cars in comparison to ICE. Also, remember that it's an electric car, so there's fewer mechanicals and less things that need to be serviced. So I think there's food for thought, and I actually want to do these calculations at some point. Finally, on to my last story, and this is something that's been sent my way a few times. You've got all these new brands coming into South Africa. Where's the investment? Where's the support? Where's the local manufacturing? Now, if you watched last week's episode, I spoke about both GWM and Chery looking at setting up local factories in South Africa. And now BYD has announced a massive investment into our market. BYD won't be building a factory here, but instead, remember that BYD is a new energy vehicle brand after all, they will be investing in the infrastructure. And this is one of the biggest drawbacks for battery electric vehicles and plug-in hybrids. Most people have said there's just simply not enough public chargers, and BYD wants to change that. From the release that popped in my email inbox this week, BYD has announced plans to install between 200 and 300 public charging stations across South Africa in 2026. Rad. But wait, like Verimark, there's more. The brand also plans to roll out ultra-fast 1 megawatt charging technology infrastructure, paving the way for a new generation of rapid charging once compatible vehicles reach the market. Like, how cool is that? That's serious forward planning. They're going to put mega chargers into South Africa long before the vehicles actually arrive. I like that. That's a good strategy. And on that note, this is where I will end off this week's episode. Remember, guys, all the info you've seen today will be linked in the description below for additional reading. I enjoy reading your comments. If you've liked the vehicles you've seen today, why not share this content with your mates? And remember, Cars.co.za, we have 85,000 vehicles for sale. I will see you in the next episode. Okay, bye.
Wanna buy a Honda? Die toekoms is nou, and Cars.co.za is the smartest way to go when looking for your next car. With a simple search engine that even speaks South African. Potsotso! Kara, Zolabad! And real-time price intelligence, so you know what kind of a deal you're getting. See, algorithm. You will get alerts when the perfect car drops in price and if your baby is in demand. Then you can just WhatsApp the seller directly. Plus, if you are logged in, we'll remember what you like and show you cars that actually move you. Download the Cars.co.za app now. Call the Koza 8. Michael Cape Fletsley.